Hello, everyone. Nick with Movie Nights here. I am here with another behind-the-scenes local interview. Today, my guest is Michael. He plays a character named Rex, who may or may not be the villain in the movie. I guess you'll have to see. So just tell us a little about you, Michael, and just like how long you've been with Movie Nights and all that stuff.
Okay, so hey everybody, my name is Michael Schenck. I am 27 years old. I've been acting for 27 years. I have been with Movie Nights since 2016. This is the second film that I've done with them. The first one we are not going to talk about today. That one is a film that we don't speak of. It's definitely my worst acting performance of all time, and I discourage anybody from seeing that film. I was supposed to be the lead in Contrition, but I was going to school in New York City, and Dalton was like, hey, I just had great success with No More Safe Haven, so I'm going to do that, and rewrote the role for himself, which he did a great job with it, so props to him.
The minor resentment.
Yeah. What?
I said, minor resentment. Yeah.
He did a great job with it, and I really like how it came out. And and then so I've been acting, I've been pursuing acting since I was 19 years old. I went to acting school in New York City, graduated right before COVID hit. I had to move back to Florida, which was great timing because Dalton gave me this role.
You're a professional working with us schmucks.
I mean, I would put quotation marks around the word professional, but yeah.
I'd put the quotations around schmucks.
That's you.
So like I said before, you are playing Rex, the villain in the movie.
Yep.
What were some of the challenges you kind of felt going into the role and kind of helping to craft the character and that whole process?
To start, is to not look at him as a villain, because obviously he is the bad guy, from the second you see him on the screen. I knew it from the second that I read the first page of him in the script. And so to not look at him as a villain and to really identify with what he's doing and why he's doing it, it all came pretty naturally to me, when it came to filming, because I had so long with the script before we actually got to filming that by the time it was there, I was all the nerves were gone and everything, and I felt really good about it. But playing the villain in the film, I had to not look at him as a villain. I had to look at him as a person. I had to come up with his backstory, find stuff that I myself identified with in the script about Rex, and go off of that. I had to look at the way he did stuff and why he did it and what led him to those, to the motivation to do that stuff, and really make it personal for me and bring it to life. I think, does that answer your question?
Yeah, so just kind of going off the whole, every villain's the hero of their story and
yes,
all that stuff. So you kind of found the character pretty easily then, you would say, or was there some challenges with it? Because you said you were with the script for a while.
Yeah, I got the script in March or April, and we didn't film until October, so I had a good 6 months with it. At first, I would say that I didn't really I never thought I couldn't play the part, but I knew I could play the part as soon as I found his voice. And Rex, as you'll see in the film, has a distinct way of talking. And I asked Dalton, I was like, hey, I was thinking to myself one day, I was like, the film's called The Local. Rex, not to spoil anything, but Rex is the guy who comes in from out of town to take over the town. And so I was like, well, how do I make this guy more foreign? I was like, I want to do an accent for this role, or a dialect. I took a class in college on it. I was like, I might as well put this to good use. And so once I found his voice, everything just kind of came together.
So the voice wasn't in the script initially. He was just kind of regular Joe.
Yeah. He was just kind of the guy who comes in. The Dalton did not write him with an accent or anything like that. He was just some guy from out of town. I was like, how can I make this character more foreign and less identifiable with everybody else in the film?
Okay. I like that though. So it kind of gave you a little more agency within the role itself to help it kind of
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
your strengths and everything.
Yeah. Because once I was able to find his voice, I was able to find the way that he moved. Obviously, the way that he talked, like he has a certain rhythm to the way that he talks. And let me look at my notes.
It's just kind of innate with accents. It kind of has that.
Yeah.
In it, the rhythm, bob, beat.
Yeah. Just the way that like he even plays with everybody in there. Like yeah, just kind of that stuff. Yeah.
And do you find it hard to maintain the dialect, the accent while filming? Because like I know, like if I were just messing around doing an impression, like after like 30 seconds, it starts to teeter out. But you would monologue and do all these. Was that always like a concern, or like, oh, I need to make sure I'm on top of this? Or once you kind of got into it, it was like, okay, I'm here until I decide to get out of it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. I mean, the first day I showed up for filming, I was talking in his accent, and everybody was like, because they all know me, they were all like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Who's this guy? That's not what you sound like.
They were like, "Why are you talking?" I was like, "Dude, just don't even bother me." I like ended up having to go. Like, we had a set delay on the first night of filming, and I just kind of stayed in the car by myself because I couldn't go talk to anybody. Yeah. Because they would all make fun of, like Zach especially would make fun of me, and he's not make fun of me in like a bad way, but like he would just like tease me about it, and I was like, I just need to focus on this.
Yeah, it's good to out of it.
Staying in character, like if I lost it in between takes or something like that, like I had memorized the script so much in that it would just come out naturally. Yeah.
And then obviously you stayed in character just to keep the accent and everything, but you weren't just secluded the entire time. Do you have a favorite on-set memory from filming and everything?
My favorite on-set memory,
like have a good story.
I mean, I feel like everybody's gonna say this one, but the one where Dalton turns to Zach and Zach's like, "You're fucking up, Dalton." And Dalton turns to him and he goes, "There's only one person fucking up here, and that's you."
No one said funny. That one. Yeah, that's a good one, though. That was the fun.
I figured somebody would have said that. That was a good one. I also like, after one take of one scene, Dalton might have even put it in the movie, but towards the end of one scene that I had with Peyton, his younger sister, I made her start like nervously laughing. And once I did, it was at the end of filming. It was one of the last things we shot. But once I did that, I was like that just confirmed to me like I had gotten to where I wanted to be with this character. Like I know Peyton and I know her laugh and I know when that comes out. And I was like, she's very uncomfortable right now. And like, not to make her uncomfortable, but like that's what Rex does. And so I was like, I think I hit the nail on the head with that.
Kind of the fact that it was coming through, like the point you were trying to make with, not the point you were trying to make the character, but the feeling of the character's presence was.
Yes.
So it kind of gave you that internal satisfaction of it.
Yeah.
The last question for you, obviously we were filming and it was a COVID year, just kind of just like a nationwide gap year, but obviously safety and precaution was one of the top priorities on set. Dalton took like the class on the safety, we did the temperature checks, the masks and everything like that. Were you comfortable on set navigating in the COVID era with the filmmaking?
Yeah, I had no issues. I wasn't worried once. I knew Dalton would have us taken care of, and him and Hannah were more than exceptional in that. Like everybody on set, like even you, like helped so much with it. And yeah, I felt really comfortable. Yeah.
Good.
Can I talk about one last thing though? Just because like I've been dying to talk about this.
Absolutely. If Dalton doesn't like it, he'll just cut it out. So
I want to talk about my inspirations for the role.
Okay.
Because once I like found Rex, I was like, okay, so like who can I draw on from this? And so like obviously I drew on like some of my inspirations where I think if you're playing a villain anytime, you have to draw on Heath Ledger's Joker, you have to draw on Javier Bardem's No Country for Old Men, but one that everybody will not notice and might come as a shock to some people was Shrek.
Shrek.
Shrek was an inspiration for this role. I think there's a little bit of Shrek in everything I do, but I just wanted to bring this up. But yeah, like I even like looked at older performances from people like old westerns, like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and movies like The Warriors and Gary Oldman, people like that. But like Shrek, there's one line I quote Shrek in the film. It doesn't sound like him, but
Yeah.
Easter egg in there. I quote Shrek.
I need you to elaborate more on the inspiration of Shrek though.
Yeah.
What about it?
I don't know.
Shrek's an inspiration to everyone.
It's one of my top 5 favorite films, and so like I try to find a way to get Shrek in there any way that I can. So Dalton was kind of just like, he's like, we don't have any dialogue for this scene, so just kind of improvise, and it was just like this perfect line from Shrek. And it was funny because in a post when we had to do ADR, that was one of the lines I had to ADR, and I couldn't not say it in the way that he does. And like it took us like 15 minutes to get it. But just I think Shrek is an inspiration. He's like, it's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. And there's something about him and the way that he is in the movie that I don't know, it just resonates with me. And I think, yeah, I don't know. I hope that answers your question. I don't really know where I'm going.
I'm trying to think back. I don't know what the line is. So
Well,
I don't say it because I want it to be an Easter egg for everyone else. But once the interview's over, you got to tell me because I'm trying to think back and I'm not sure which one it is.
I'm not even going to tell you because I want you to look for it on Friday. After the premiere on Friday, I'll tell you what it is.
You're like, you got to catch it now. It's from the first Shrek movie.
First Shrek movie, yep.
First Shrek movie, and Shrek says it.
Shrek says it, yep.
All right, well, now I'm just excited. I'm going to be more focused on that than anything else now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the film by now.
Yeah.
But,
no, someone's going to be talking to me like, shut up, Rex is on. I need to hear if it's Shrek.
I need to hear if there's a Shrek.
Yeah. Well, that is all the questions that I have for you. I want to thank you for taking the time to participate in this little interview.
Thank you.
It wasn't too painful.
It was not at all. I enjoyed it. I've been waiting for this since Dalton told me about it.
Dalton told you about it like 3 months ago, and I've just been lazy.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say lazy, but you were waiting for the movie to come out.
Exactly. We're trying to line it up with everything. Speaking of which, check out The Local when it premieres, and tune in for the next interview when it comes out, unless he posts this one last, in which case, thanks for watching.